Hi, I'm Dave Epstein. Welcome to Growing Wisdom. And I'm here today with Susan Maranhao, and we are talking bird houses, as well as we've got a couple of other little sidebars we're going to go off to, but we're going to start with bird houses. And if I want to have birds come to my yard and live there, what do I need to know? There are a lot of different houses out there. You've got a plethora of them up here. Some are really nice. It's like different neighborhoods almost, right?
Almost, yes. What you're really going to be concerned about when looking for a birdhouse, whether it's fancy or plain, is you want to make sure it has the right size opening for the bird that you're trying to attract. If you live in a wooded area, you probably have a lot of chickadees and wrens and titmice and nuthatches, so you're going to want to look for a house that has an 1.25 inch opening. If you have a large field area with tree swallows and bluebirds, you're going to want something that has an 1.5 inch opening. You want to make sure it has a good depth from the hole to the floor and a decent sized floor. But what you also want to make sure is that it has ventilation. You want the birds to be able to breathe in there. There's ventilation generally under the roof, and you also want to make sure it has some drainage holes in the bottom. But honestly, the most important thing to look for in any birdhouse is, can it be cleaned out? This one, as you can see, has a little hook on the side, and all you do is you lift up the side, you can take out the old nesting material, close it back up, and the birds will use it again.
And how often do you do that?
If you keep your birdhouses out year-round, I would do it first thing in the spring, but do it after the first nesting cycle. Once the baby birds have left the nest, they're not going back, clean it out. You could get a second brood nesting in your house.
What about water? I know they need water.
Water is critically important for two things. They need to drink. About bird baths is by putting one out, you can attract birds to your yard with water. You can't attract with food, because all birds have to bathe and drink. Not every bird has to eat that seed you put out for them.
And what do you do in the winter about the bird baths freezing?
Well, you can either buy a bird bath that has a de-icer already built into it, or depending upon the material that your bird bath is made out of, you can actually put an immersion de-icer right into the bird bath.
Another backyard critter that I like to attract are bats.
Oh, they're wonderful.
You've got this bat house here. So how does this work?
Bats really do sleep in a bat house. What they do is they're going to land on this landing pad and crawl up and in. And as you can see, it has a mesh, and they're going to cling right to it.
And how many bats can go into a house?
This house will hold approximately 100 bats. Here in New England, we get the little brown bat and big brown bat. And honestly, a bat with its wings folded up is no larger than the size of the average human thumb.
And they eat a lot of mosquitoes.
They do eat a lot of mosquitoes. A little brown bat will eat approximately 600 mosquitoes in an hour.
Wow. So we've talked about houses for birds, and we've even talked a little bit about bats, which is pretty interesting, and they do eat a lot of mosquitoes. I appreciate your time. Thank you very much. And thank you for coming to Growing Wisdom. Please be sure to check out our Garden Chatter section, where you can ask any question about gardening, even birds. We'll get an answer for you in less than 2 days.